Chris Evans has been confirmed as the new presenter of Top Gear. The news came as a surprise, as the Radio 2 host had repeatedly denied he was in the running for the job, even during the interview with the former host Jeremy Clarkson, which aired last week.
You're not going to get my old job, just so you know.
Don't want it. I've reeled myself out.
You haven't been asked.
May have been asked.
Have you been asked?
No.
Bit of a U-turn then. So it's a tough act to follow. Can Chris Evans fill those very sizable shoes of Clarkson's? Caroline Frost is entertainment editor at the Huffington Post, and Perry McCarthy is a former British racing car driver who was also the original Stig on Top Gear, although you look completely different without the helmet on, Perry, of course. Your reaction to this? Do you think Chris Evans can do a good job?
Yeah, I do. I think he's the perfect choice. You know, I was always a really big fan of Jeremy's, but he's gone. Who was going to fill the position? I don't think many people could take that, but Chris can.
Caroline,
popularity and he's creative.
What do you think?
I think that the BBC are hoping that they've got a very, very safe pair of hands after all that's gone before, and that Chris Evans has perhaps learnt his lesson in previous chapters of his life and knows not where to cross the line now.
That's the point, isn't it? Because current form, with him doing the Radio 2 breakfast show very successfully, doing the One show, suggests he is a safe pair of hands, but his career has been incredibly up and down over the years.
Yes, there are various incarnations of Chris Evans. We've had the bad boy of the BBC, of Virgin Radio, of TFI Friday. He's been that outsider to the establishment. But in recent years, he's become an everyman, a car-driving family man with his big estate in the country and his row of Ferraris. And I think that they're hoping that they get a bit of both of the DNA, that they get the mixture that they need.
Good point made by Caroline there, Perry. He has a garage full of cars that are the envy of most car lovers.
Oh, big time. Yeah, he loves his cars and he loves his driving as well. But, you know, maybe this platform will give him the chance to be kind of edgy around a subject that he absolutely loves again.
Now, look, we know that he is going to be the main presenter, but there are going to be others. And we think we might have found a little bit of the clue. At the resurrection of TFI Friday on Channel 4 last week, we spotted none other than Susie Perry in the crowd. There she is. Have a look at this, alongside Alex Jones, who, of course, presents the One show with Chris Evans. What do you think, Perry? Would she, your namesake, Susie Perry, would she be a good right-hand woman?
Susie's a great presenter. She knows her stuff. She's good fun, and I think she'd probably interact really well with Chris. I think that I'm stating the obvious, whoever's chosen, they've got to make sure that chemistry is every bit as good or even better than we've been used to, because that's one of the pure things about this show, that fun comes out of the screen.
The other women's names who've been mentioned, Caroline, Sue Perkins, Sandy Toksvig, Jodie Kidd. What do you think?
I think that so far what we've seen this week is whenever there's been a big name signing to a big TV show, pretty much you can put your money on the obvious.
Yes, as Chris Evans seems to be.
Yeah.
The other obvious thing is Clarkson ain't going to go away anytime soon. Is he going to hang over this whole thing like a bit of a spectre? And Chris Evans, being who he is, a friend of Clarkson indeed, would he get him back in?
I don't really, for me personally, I don't know, but I don't really see that happening because, you know, you're then going back to old Top Gear. One of the things about Chris is he's got enough magic and imagination to make his own stamp on this entire thing, and that's going to be the thing that kind of engages everybody to see what Chris can do with this. Probably some of the old DNA of the show will stay.
Yeah.
Hopefully the old Stiggy will stay.
You think?
Well,
would you like your old job back?
Yeah, no, I don't.
We know what you look like now.
Exactly.
Kind of really. Caroline, just briefly on that. I mean, 1 million people signed a petition to get Clarkson back.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem, isn't it?
He's the king in exile, as far as I'm concerned. I think everybody will be watching not only the show, but Clarkson's every reaction. I mean, in a way, that's the BBC's worst nightmare. If anyone can slowly but surely bring him back on board, it's probably somebody wielding the power of Chris Evans.
We know that Hammond, May and Clarkson have all wished Chris Evans well. Thank you both very much indeed for coming in to talk about it. Good luck getting your old job back.
Thanks, mate.